Okay, then we're live. We're back again. I've had a couple of weeks off, but we have the Retro Bear this week,
Hello.
and it's episode 8. So, the Retro Bear, can you tell us
Yes,
a
hi.
little bit about yourself?
Well, as you said, Retro Bear in the gaming pantry as always, and been on doing YouTube for about 2.5 years now, specialising in pickups and gameplay, and also a weekly podcast. I just love games. I collect games. More of a collector now than a gamer. I think that'll be fairly obvious by probably some of my answers this evening. But I've been fascinated by computer games ever since I was a kid. Now I'm in mid-40s and still can't seem to kick the habit. But yeah, it's a pleasure to be here, Howard. Thank you very much for asking me on.
It's a pleasure to have you on. Right. Where do we start this evening? Right. We start with the leaderboard. So if you just look at YouTube now, you should be able to see a leaderboard. We've got Carboot Chris is our top contestant with 12 points.
Okay.
Bestie and Holster both finished on 10. And then Sam, Kelv, Will, and Turner finished on 5.
Right. Okay. So I think if I get to 5, I'll be happy. We'll have to see how we go because, as I said to you before we came on, some of these previous sort of episodes I've watched, there some questions I know, some questions I sort of guess at. I'm hopefully by blind luck we'll probably get beyond 2. That would be a good start, but five will be good, and obviously the lifelines are there as well, just in case I do get a bit stuck. So
yeah, so the way it works the same as it does on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. So basically, as soon as you hit those, well, the 5 and the 10, you can't go any lower.
Okay.
And there's also a prize up for grabs if you can hit the 15 mark, which is a big box copy of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? PC big box.
Oh, lovely. Okay. That might be wishful thinking, but we'll see how the path goes in terms of getting through. So
you never know. And then lastly, you've got your 3 lifelines. So you got your 50-50, phone a friend, which I know you've got some very knowledgeable gamers waiting in the wings somewhere. Hopefully.
I have. I hope they're watching, because otherwise it's going to be a bit stuck if we don't do it. But no, I've just had a message to say that they are there waiting, so that's good.
Grand. And then we've got the Ask the Audience, which is I will ask the live audience, and they'll do their best. Okay. So in the chat we've got Harvey Pilmer. Thanks for tuning in again, buddy. And we got Carboot Chris, who is the league leader. Right. He always likes to tune in, I think, to see if anyone can beat him, but I don't know. It's a strong score.
I guess that's a good score, 12. That's a very good score.
And we got Mrs. Bears Repairs as well. Thank you for tuning in. Right, so without is that someone you know?
Yes. Probably watching from somewhere else in the house. That's my other half.
Okay. Right. Are you ready to play Who Wants to Be a Retro Millionaire?
I am. I will just say this before we start, Howard. My YouTube feed is a little bit slower than where we're going at the moment, so I'll listen to what you're saying if you're able to read everything out, question-wise, because it's a little bit behind at the moment.
Yeah, no problem at all. Right. I would expect there to be a delay, but I'm sure we'll be fine. So, without further ado, let's get into this. Right, question 1. Bear with me. Okay, so for which console was the original Halo video game released? Was it A, the Dreamcast? Was it B, the PlayStation 2? Was it C, the GameCube? Or was it D, the Xbox?
Well, I remember when this came out, and it was what people refer to sort of like as a killer app, because it was a game that desperately this console needed to sort of launch itself off. So the answer for that one is the Xbox, which I think you said was D. Yes.
D. Yes, it certainly was. Let's see if you're right. Just trying to remember how to do everything here. Well done. Question 1 in the bag.
1. Yes, we've done it.
We've got Mrs. Bear's Repair says go Bear, and we've got a couple of other people. We've got Retro Games Revived. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. We have Gernaldinho plays.
Oh, Gernaldinho as well, Robert. Thank you. Brilliant.
Right, okay, question 2. What is the name of the main antagonist in the video game series Crash Bandicoot? Is it A, Dr. Cortex? Is it B, Dr. Semtex? Is it C, Dr. Vortex? Or is it D, Dr. Latex?
Right, well, I can see we're catching up on this now, so I'm just having a look down there. Semtex would be a bit explosive. Latex probably will be a bit too skin tight. Yeah, the answer is A, Dr. Cortex.
You gonna go with A?
I am indeed.
Let's see if you're right. Well done. Question 2 in the bag.
I don't know. I'm sweating here just doing this. It's very nerve-wracking.
Retro Games Revive says, "Hey Bear, good luck." We got
you.
Lewis. We got Lewis Allen, and TTUK says, "Come on, Russ, FFS." I won't say that word because it's rude.
Thank you, Stu.
Right, question 3. With which city would you associate the video game series Resident Evil? A, Walrus, B, Raccoon, C, Beaver, or D, Leopard?
Oh, if it was Beaver City, that would be... Right. No, it's not Walrus, that's for sure. And it's not Leopard. I said Beaver would just be too good an answer to give, but the correct answer to that one, having purchased, I think it was on the PlayStation 3, Operation Raccoon City, I think it is, B, Raccoon.
Gonna go with B, Raccoon?
Yeah.
See if you're right. Well done, Raccoon it is.
3.
Are you a big Resident Evil fan?
I played the first one when it came out. I was absolutely intrigued by the whole concept of it, and I've sort of dabbled in games ever since. But I must be honest with you, it's sort of a series that sort of passed me by now. But I remember the first game was just—it's a bit clunky now when you sort of play it again. But it was just something completely different at the time. I'd never sort of played a game, survival horror, anything like that genre at all, because that's not my sort of thing. But yeah, it was. I've got loads of the Resident Evil games, and I will certainly get down to playing some of them at some point. I'm probably too scared to play them, in all honesty.
That's fair enough. It is pretty terrifying. Hi, Tori. Thanks for tuning in. Right, let's move. Question 4. So, what is the name of the sequel to Wii Sports? Is it A, Wii Sports Center? Is it B, Wii Water Sports? Is it C, Wii Sports Resort? Or is it D, Wii Sports Island?
Well, we were talking about this before. Come on, wouldn't you? If I had that many Wii games and I got this answer wrong, my YouTube career would technically be finished, and I'd be shunned and outcast from society. There is, funny enough, there is a game on the Wii called Water Sports. But it's not the follow-up to the game you're talking about. In fact, I think there's a game called Sports Island as well. In fact, there were 2 Sports Island games. So Sports Centre is definitely not. So the correct answer you're looking for there, Howard, is C, Wii Sports Resort.
Gonna go with C?
Yeah.
Let's see if you're right. Well done.
All 4, brilliant.
I was going to say, you're not allowed to turn around when I ask that question, because you may have it.
They're down there.
Lurking.
It's alphabetical order. They're down the bottom. I can't see them if I turn around that quickly anyway. So.
Right. Let's have a look. Right, question 5 now. So this is for the first milestone. It's for guaranteed 5 points.
Lovely.
What is the name of the main protagonist in the video game series Little Big Planet? Is it A, Bean Boy? Is it B, Bag Boy? Is it C, Sack Boy? Or is it D, Plush Boy?
Now, when you say protagonist, if that's the correct pronunciation, is that like the main character?
Yeah, it's basically the lead sort of good guy.
That's all right, because obviously, my level of intellect here is I see long words like that, I get very confused. Right, so just looking at the answers there. Correct answer on that one is Sackboy C.
Gonna go with C?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if you're right. It's for a guaranteed 5 points. Well done.
Yeah.
5 points guaranteed.
Yeah.
Nice
Fantastic.
work. Very, very nice work.
And it's a fantastic game, that as well. I when it first came out, made sure I got a copy within a couple of weeks of release, and so far ahead of its time in terms of sort of the ingenuity. And if anybody's never played it before, it's got to be something you've got to pick up. And it's dirt cheap now, I think. So.
Yeah, it is a good game. I've played it a little bit. I think I played it on the PS4, so I'm not sure whether that would have been like the sequel or something, but it was really good.
Yeah, I think is it on the third? There are 3 games, I think, and there's also a kart racing game as well for it, which is set in that universe. And of course, Stephen Fry did all the voiceover as well. So, yeah, very well known game. Very, very good.
It is a good one. Right. Just remember my buttons now. This is where we move into the second phase of the quiz.
Second phase.
Where it gets a little bit tougher.
All right. Okay.
Let's see if you can answer question 6. So we have, for which console was the first installment in the video game series Final Fantasy released? Was it A, the NES? Is it B, Master System? Is it C, the Atari 7800? Or was it D, the Neo Geo?
So I absolutely hate the Final Fantasy series. It is not a series I enjoy, but I say hate. I don't like that. I don't like RPG. I'm not a big JRPG fan either. So it's not my favourite genre game. It definitely didn't come out of the Master System. I know that for sure because it's an exclusive title to the particular system. The Atari 7800, I can't imagine it running on that at all. The Neo Geo, no, I don't remember it being on that one at all. But I do remember playing it on, if I dare say the word emulation, on the NES, and I think that was the game I first played, which put me off it. And people have said to me ever since, "Oh, you shouldn't have played it on the NES. It's terrible on the NES. Play some of the later games on the SNES and on the PlayStation 1." So I'm pretty confident, and sticking my neck out here, which is a bit of a silly thing to say, but say the answer is A, NES.
Final answer? A?
Final answer, yeah.
Right, let's see if you're right. Without further ado. Well done, it's NES.
Oh, the tension was killing me then. I'm pretty sure it was, but I don't want to start throwing lifelines away just now.
No, you don't want to get too reckless too early.
But I don't want to get too cocky either.
No, you do. You definitely don't want to do that either.
I'm playing for pride here. This is what it's all about. So
yeah, it's for pride, and if you are that good, it's for potentially a PC game. So right,
and the big box version as well. So
yeah, not just any version.
Not just any version. No, it's a big box version.
My friend Gethin's tuned in. Thank you very much for tuning in. And Carboot Chris says, every contestant asks about the word protagonist. I think you need to alter it, H. We are not on your level of intelligence. So I'll have to alter it to good guy or something.
Main character.
Yeah, main character. Keep it simple.
Yeah, sort of, or hero. Simple. Hero.
Yeah,
something like
hero. That. Right. Question 7. In the video game series Metal Gear Solid, What is the character Ninja otherwise known as? Is it A, Mercury Lady? Is it B, Zero? Is it C, White Mamba? Or is it D, Grey Fox?
Aha, you stumped me. It's been years since I played this game. When it came out on the PlayStation, when I picked it up straight away, and I picked it up last year for the first time in a long time. But I've got no knowledge on that game at all. And do you know? I think I'll ask the viewing public as to what their opinion may be on this one. I'm not going to give you an answer from that. I'm going to guess. So I'd like to ask the audience, please.
Okay, you want to play the audience lifeline?
Yeah.
Let's give that a go. Remember all my buttons here. If everyone could please answer that question in the chat, we'd be much appreciated. Let's just get my buttons ready here. Okay. Just waiting for the answers to come in now.
Okay.
Just coming through as we speak. They're trickling through. They're trickling through.
I don't know any PlayStation 1 experts. I think there's a couple of people I know who may be watching or know the answer to that one. Hopefully they're watching this as well.
Right, we have the final decision. Now I'm going to flash up the Ask the Audience screen. This is where I always bodge it up, but I'll try and get it right.
Right.
So hopefully on the stream you'll be able to see the final result, which is 75% of the audience has gone with D and 25% have gone with C.
So okay, so you're just running a little bit behind. I've just waiting for the. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I've got 25%, which is C, and 75%, which is D.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty clear cut, really, when you think about it. Yeah. I will put my faith in the audience, and we'll go with D based on that.
Final answer for D?
Yeah.
Right. Let's see if the audience knows their Metal Gear Solid characters. Right, let's have a look. Remember the buttons. Do with that one. Oh, we're right. Here we go. So, were you familiar with the character Ninja at all?
Nope, absolutely not. And if I was having a guess, if I hadn't got any lifelines, having a guess, I wouldn't have guessed it. What the audience had told me is the right answer. I wouldn't have gone as a lucky guess on that one.
Well, in that case, you're very lucky because they are spot on. It's great.
Thank you, audience. Thank you.
What would your guess have been?
I would probably have gone with 0.
0. Okay.
But I think that was a flying squirrel, wasn't it? I'm thinking about it, isn't it? Was it 0 the kamikaze squirrel or something? Was that a Mega Drive or SNES platformer or something? I can't remember years ago.
Okay, I'm not sure. I've not heard of it.
It might be a question for a future episode, Howard.
Yeah, I'll have to track that one down. Right, we move on. So we're one lifeline down, and we are moving on to question 8.
Question 8.
Right, here we go. With which video game series would you associate the twin brothers Billy and Jimmy Lee? Is it A, Streets of Rage, B, Double Dragon, is it C, Final Fight, or is it D, Fighting Force?
Okay, well it's not Streets of Rage. Final Fight was obviously it was definitely not that one as well. I've played both of those. I've never played a Fighting Force game, but again, it's one of these sort of questions. If I didn't get this one right, I'd severely be sort of slapping myself across the face because I absolutely loved this game when it came out, and I played it on the Amiga, and it's a terrible version, but I used to enjoy playing that. I've actually got it on the Game Boy, which is I know we were talking Game Boy before we came on. It's a great little conversion on the Game Boy. It really is good. And if I get this wrong, I sound like a complete idiot now. But no, my answer for this one is B, Double Dragon.
Final answer B?
Final answer.
Okay, let's see. So you're a bit of a mega fan of this game, yeah?
I wouldn't say a mega fan, but I very much put a lot of hours into it when I was younger, so...
Well, it's definitely paid off, because you got it right. Well done.
Hey, that's brilliant. that was one where if you played 2-player all the way through, you got to the end of it. You had to fight each other, didn't you? And
oh, really?
Yeah, that was it. If you got all the way through in a 2-player mode, you couldn't both finish the game. You had to fight amongst yourselves, and then whoever won that would be the winner and finish the game.
That's cool. I remember playing it in an arcade actually when I was young, and yeah, I loved it. I loved it at the time.
Oh, it's fantastic. It just had so many naff conversions at the time. In fact, there were 2 Commodore 64 versions, which were both terrible. Somebody had to go at it once and made a complete mess of it, and I think it was Melbourne House, and then Ocean had to go at it, and they made a mess of it as well. So it never had a really good conversion on some systems. Shame.
No, it was good on the Game Boy though. I agree, because it was, funnily enough, it was one of those things where years and years later I played it on the Game Boy, and I thought, I know this music and I know this game, and then the memories came back, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that game. Right.
Yeah, I was surprised how good it was on such a small system. Yeah, it's really good.
It is decent. Right. Question 9. Let's see.
Question 9.
Which was the first ever Kirby game? Is it A, Kirby's Adventure? Is it B, Kirby's Dream Course? Is it C, Kirby's Dream Land? Or was it D, Kirby's Avalanche?
The game I've not played really, that's a series I've not played many games of at all. I really should do, because I do like the look of them. I think for my sort of game, cripes, that's difficult. I've heard of 3 of the 4 games on that one. I've never heard of Kirby's Avalanche. Kirby's Dream Course, I think, was a Super Nintendo game, which would have been later, because obviously Kirby was knocking around on the NES. Kirby's Dream Land or Kirby's Adventure is what I'm thinking. I'm not confident on this one, so if I could go 50-50, please.
Certainly can.
I'm hoping you don't give me A and C, because that will give me a real headache.
So you want to play the 50-50?
50-50.
Let's give that a go. Right. 50-50 coming right up. Try to remember the buttons. So you should see a 50-50. You've been left with B, Kirby's Dream Course, and C, Kirby's Dream Land.
Okay, thanks for telling me, because mine's a little bit slow at the moment. But okay, Dream Course and Dream Land. Right. Well, like I said, I think Dream Course was later than it actually was. So, by that process of elimination, I just thought that A or C was going to be the correct answer. My final answer will be C, Kirby's Dream Land.
C, Kirby's Dream Land. Is that the final answer?
Final answer.
Let's see if you're right. So are you at all familiar with this game?
I played it a couple of times, but that's about it.
Retro Bear,
Yeah.
you've just won 9 points. Well done.
I thought it was when you read them out. I just couldn't be sure. But that 50-50 obviously made it easier for me. But goodness me, God, I don't know how people cope on the proper television program. I'm sweating bullets. The pulse is going, tension's going. I'm getting stressing my neck.
Nah, Kirby Dream Land's a great game. I used to play that on the Game Boy. But to be honest, I would have, without researching it, I would have never have thought it was the original Kirby game, to be honest. I would have thought it would have been one before, but there you go. Right. This is for question 10 now, so this is another milestone, if you can get it.
Second milestone.
Right. Which Dr. Mario spin-off was released on the Wii U eShop in 2014?
God,
was it A, Dr. Wario? Was it B, Dr. Luigi? Was it C, Dr. Toad? Or was it D, Dr. Peach?
Oh my goodness, mate. That's the hardest question so far by a long stretch of it. Wow. See, I mean, they all sound like doctors that you wouldn't go and visit first of all, but they all sound like plausible answers. Actually, to be honest, I think the only non-plausible answer on there probably would be Dr. Peach, because I just don't think that sounds right. But having never been on the eShop on the Wii U, and never only Wii U at the time, I've got absolutely no idea what this is.
Have you played the Dr. Mario games much?
I remember playing Dr. Mario on a friend's Game Boy when it was first out, and I didn't care much for it. I actually preferred Tetris, I think it was. I much got more enjoyment out of that. So I've never sort of sat down. Having said that, I was actually sent a copy of Dr. Mario a few months ago by YouTuber UK Kraut Gaming. He bought it and realised he'd already got it, so he sent it to me. But I haven't actually played it, so that's not going to help me, is it? Because it's a Wii U version anyway. Cripes, I'm going to have to call on the power of the phone a friend. I'm going to have to call the TNB.
You're going to phone the TNB?
I'm going to phone the TNB.
Right.
Well, if they're watching now, I know they're watching because they're in the chat and you've read their names out already, so I know they're sat there.
And we are going to activate the phone a friend lifeline.
So, Rob and Sean, if you're watching, I need to know what the answer is to this question.
So are you going to message them on WhatsApp then or something?
Well, they said that they're watching at the moment, so hopefully I'm just waiting for a response on my phone to that question. So,
okay.
If that works, Howard. Sorry.
That's fine. No problem at all.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're good.
I hope they're watching. Yeah, if they're not, I'm gonna have to sort of move on and have a guess. Come on, lads.
I mean, as a last resort, if they don't respond.
No, it's all right. I've got an answer.
Oh, right, here we go. We have an answer. We have an answer.
So thanks, Rob, if you're there. Thanks for sending that, mate. That's really appreciated. And I've known Rob a long time. Again, although we've never met, we've exchanged games and things like that. And he's a really nice guy. And he's a rising star on YouTube. And he's told me that
name?
Gernaldinho Plays.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, he is in the chat.
Yeah, and he's a fantastic lad. And he comes on the TMB podcast quite regularly. He's a big 360 fan. And again, with all the TMB boys, I trust their judgment on this one. So Rob's told me that the correct answer for this one is B, Dr. Luigi.
So you're going to put your faith in Rob? Is that your final answer?
I would. And if he's wrong, I'll just never speak to him ever again.
Right, let's see if he's right. How long have you known Rob then?
I think we probably about 16, 18 months on YouTube. I think it was last year we sort of stumbled across each other's channels more or less at the same time, and we just got chatting, and it's sort of stemmed from there really. And he's doing really well. He's, as I say, he did a 24-hour live stream over lockdown to raise money for the NHS, and he went way past his total, and just playing Xbox 360 games 24 hours on stream. He's a top guy, and a lot of people have a lot of respect for him and a lot of love for him.
Retro Bear?
Yep.
You've just won 10 points.
Oh, thank you, Rob. Thank you. Wow. That's
well,
brilliant. I never thought I'd get this far.
You are doing very, very well. We are lifelineless though. We are lifelineless. So it's purely knowledge now from here on out.
We are flying by the seat of our pants now. This is what we do. This is what we do.
Right. This is what we do. This is what we're in it for. Let's see what question 11 has to offer. So the questions are going to get a little bit harder again now. So let's wait and see. Let's see what's behind question 11. Okay. So what is the name of the character who appears on the front cover for the Super Nintendo game Killer Instinct? Is it A, Fulgore? Is it B, Volker? Is it C, Dissect? Or is it D, Fracture?
Oh, jeez. Well, first of all, let me just say that this is my least favourite genre of games, which is fighting games. I've never played Killer Instinct. I do own a copy of it. I've got a loose cart of it. This is all coming back to haunt me now, isn't it? Because people say, well, I used to have played all these games years ago. Well, the answer to that question is yes. But I didn't know I'd be doing this quiz so many years later, did I? It's one of those. Oh, dear, oh, dear. This is going to be a complete guess.
Okay. Well, you got nothing to lose.
Well, no, I was going to say I've had a lovely night, Howard, and it's been fantastic. Lovely day being here, meeting everybody. It's been fantastic, and it might just be the case I'll be taking the money on the answer to this question on my way out the door. Always wanted to say that being contestant on the game show. Right. Golf. I mean, they could all technically be right. I mean, the first, A doesn't sound right because it sounds like it should be an American president. B, I'm pretty sure at some point has played up front for the German national football team. Knowing the game Killer Instinct, Dissect and Fracture sound the sort of things you'd expect to find in there, wouldn't you? This is the same problem we have with examinations, multiple choice, because all four answers look correct. The difference being is that I probably would have done some revision for those exams as opposed to sort of being set with a question here that I've got no answer to. Oh dear, we're going to have to do a complete guess at this one. They all look right.
Can you picture the front cover?
I can see the logo of the game, but I can't. I seen some sort of metallicness on the front of it. I don't know. Or am I thinking the wrong game? I used to get Killer Instinct and Primal Rage mixed up, but I'm pretty sure I'm not on this occasion. It's just when you shouldn't use your lifeline up on the last question. I think I'm probably going to become a member of the 10 points club. Let's just stick it. Tackling the meat grinder. Let's go with D, Fracture.
Is D going to be your final answer?
Honestly, if I changed it, I was still wouldn't be able to say it was my final answer or not. We'll just go with it. We'll just go with it.
Okay. Let's see if the character on the front of Killer Instinct is Fracture. Right. Trying to remember the buttons. Retro Bear.
Added tension.
You're staying where you are.
Oh, really?
Wait there. When I said that, what did you think I meant?
There's a million different things going through my head.
It's the wrong answer. Is it?
That was a total guess, mate. Total guess.
No, I couldn't read your reaction then. Did you think I said that it was the right answer or the wrong answer?
I don't know. I thought it was the right answer because you said D. So
it's the wrong answer, I'm afraid.
That's all right then. Fulgore, really?
Yeah, it's Fulgore. It's a shame. It was a good run.
I guess looking at it there, it's probably the least obvious answer.
You think so? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not an easy question. It really isn't, because I think they're all. I think they could all be right, really, the way they sound. But
yeah. No, well, that's the way it goes into it. I mean, it's I'm chuffed to get the 10, friend. It was
yeah.
That was great stuff. It really was. Yeah, you do, you know, you can see why, you know, the quiz program is quite a high tension thing. It's just sitting here talking to you in front of a camera, but yeah, it's a big tension thing, that one.
Yeah. We've got the I can't think of the bloody words. We've got all the congrats coming in. We have Mrs. Bears Repair says, didn't he do well? Tootie said he did well, Mrs. Bear. Retro Games Revised said, credible performance, Mr. Bear. Carboot Chris says, unlucky. Wouldn't have got it, tough questions.
Yeah, well, thanks to everybody for the comments, and I do appreciate it. And I should be able to go out the house in the morning without wearing a paper bag on my head. And I should be able to carry on doing my YouTube channel, which is bad news for everybody else who keep hoping at one point I'll stop in the future. But honestly, this has been fantastic. I've really enjoyed doing this today. In all fairness, I've had a crap week, and I was really sort of like, I won't say not looking forward to it, but I wasn't probably in the right frame of mind. But this has made my week. This has been what I needed. So thank you very much for the invitation to come on here. And if anybody does get an invitation to come on here, do it. It's good fun. It really is.
Thanks for saying that, man. Appreciate that. And I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I have. It's been brilliant.
Yeah, it's been good fun. You've been a great contestant.
Are you going to mail me the check or?
What else have we got in the chat? So I'm just going to catch up. Good Aldino.
Yeah,
says,
that's right.
Well done, Mister. Now he's going to hate fighting games even more. Retro Games Revive said, really enjoyed this great stuff. Mrs. Bears Repair says, topic for the podcast.
Yeah, fighting games. Yeah. Killer Instinct characters. Yeah.
Right. If anyone wants to subscribe, please do. It'd be much appreciated. And thanks again to Retro Bear for coming on. You've been a great contestant. And you did yourself proud. One last thing to say, which is everyone give Retro Bear a big hand. He goes away with 10 points.
Thank you.
That's it from me and the Retro Bear. Me at 8-Bit HQ and the Retro Bear in the pantry. Gaming pantry, right?
That's it.
It's been a blast. Thanks to everyone for tuning in, as always. You're all legends. And we'll see you again.
All right.
Good
Bye.
time, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
That's it. Done.